Hey guys, it is NCS Fan 001 here for another one of those weekly trophy list updates. Today's date is Monday, June 28th, 2021, so this will have covered the week of June 21st through 27th of 2021. So there was a decent bit of progress this week, but I've been busy with all sorts of stuff in real life, which I'll cover more toward the end of the video. But as for future games and stuff to work on, didn't get the chance to work on The Division, wasn't really surprised about that. I also just picked up Pikmin 3 Deluxe for the Switch, so I'm going to be playing that quite a bit in the near future. I'm not going to stream it anymore, though, because it really didn't get very many views while streaming. It didn't seem like people were too interested, so that's fine. The audience here, my channel, isn't really built around Nintendo stuff, so it's all good. I also picked up Mario Golf Star Rush or whatever it's called, the new Mario Golf, or Super Rush, whatever it's called. I mean, whatever it is, it looks like it's going to be insanely fun. I just haven't had the chance to play it yet. I've also still got to go play Bowser's Fury at some point because I have Mario 3D World plus Bowser's Fury nearly 100% in Mario 3D World as well. So that's another game to go back and play at some point on the Switch. Got all these good old Switch games to be playing that I just don't have the time to. Oh, and I've got Luigi's Mansion 3 on there as well, so all these Switch games I gotta play at some point, plus others, plus there's, the new Mario Party coming out in October. So, could be spending quite a bit of time playing on my Switch in the near future when I have the time. But I'll talk more about the real-life stuff later on in the video. For now, let's talk trophies. I earned trophies in 3 different games this week. So, we can go ahead and talk about the entirety of LEGO Harry Potter years 5 through 7. I finished the Platinum this past week. It took me about maybe a month or so. Let's see. Got the Platinum on the 23rd. Yeah, it took me maybe like 2 weeks to get through. So not too bad. Not too terribly long to get through it. So for the Platinum Trophy, you have to win every single duel in the game. Now, the dueling feature's fine. I have no problem with that. What I have a problem with is just how many duels there actually are in the dueling club. Like, it's well over 50. It might be closer to 100. And the thing is that you beat them all in one of 2 different ways. You either spam the square button until you win because they can't block every single shot, or if it's one of the tougher enemies that can block shots, all you do is play tennis with them until you hit them with the spell, with the rebounded spell, and you'll win every time. So it's easy to win. It's just kind of repetitive because there's so many of them. And this would be like an 8-hour Platinum probably without the dueling club, which would make it one of the shortest even by Vita standards. I'd put it in like the top 3 shortest LEGO Platinums of all time, I think. I don't think it'd quite beat Chima, and I think there might be a Ninjago one that's a little bit faster, but I'm not sure. So you have to beat all the different duelers in the game. There are quite a few of them, but it is, again, pretty easy once you get the hang of the dueling club. You have to 100% the game, which requires you to beat every single dueler in the dueling club, as well as find all of the collectibles and beat all the levels of the main game. So there are a total of 14 levels in this game, or chapters, whatever you want to call them. There's 4 each in Order of the Phoenix, Half-Blood Prince, and Deathly Hallows Part 2. There's only 2 in Deathly Hallows Part 1. So you have to beat all 14 levels, and you'll get those 4 trophies by doing that. Every single level has a red brick, and most levels are broken up into multiple sections, so you can actually sort of chapter select within each chapter. But there are 14 red bricks, 1 for every level. These are your typical, basically cheats that you can use. You have to collect all of the characters. There's quite a few in this game. Like, I think that this one has a larger cast than some of these other Vita games. So there are quite a few characters to both find and purchase. You'll unlock some naturally. Others you will have to collect their character tokens during levels. Like, each level has anywhere from like 4 to 8 character tokens. So there are quite a few to find throughout the levels. Then you have to win a duel without taking damage. This one's probably going to come naturally. You have to win a duel using only Protego. So do this on one of the early opponents. Just let them cast at you and just reflect spells back. Don't fight at all. Just reflect back and you'll win eventually. Then you have to defeat Voldemort without taking any damage. I think you have a couple of opportunities to get this. I did this during the end of Order of the Phoenix, during the final boss fight of that one. But I believe you can also do it during the very final boss fight, and I assume that you can probably also do it in the dueling club, but I could be wrong on that. So then you have to defeat Harry Potter while playing as Voldemort in the Dueling Club. Pretty simple. I mean, there's a lot of these duel-specific trophies, and again, most of them are really easy once you know how the dueling feature actually works, and as long as you pay some attention to the game, you should be fine. Although Voldemort's a bit tough to buy because he's more expensive and you don't get him until later on. You have to bank a total of 100 million studs, which is very easy as long as you have the stud multiplying red bricks active. You have to defeat one of every enemy. Now, I didn't actually get this naturally while beating the story. I got it during free play when I killed some enemy in the first part of, what's the 6th movie, of Half-Blood Prince. So I got it there, so I guess that I missed it somewhere previously. But it's still fairly easy. You might just want to check a guide, though, and, have something to cross-reference in case it doesn't unlock naturally. Then you have to use Confundo on a creature. It's either Confundo or Imperious. I don't remember which of the two. I think they're sort of interchangeable a lot of the time in this game. You have to blind an enemy creature, which I think means hitting them with Lumos. You have to collect all the mini-kits. There are a set number in every level. They're the little wizard hats, sorting hats, whatever you want to call them. Levicorpus is something like Wingardium Leviosa you have to cast on someone. You have to defeat Bellatrix as Molly Weasley without taking damage in the final level of the game, so this can only be done there, not in the Dueling Club. I got it first try, but I believe if you actually take damage, you can just let her kill you, and you'll just basically redo it from the start, so it won't count against you. Then you have to defeat Bellatrix while playing as Sirius in the Dueling Club. It's another Dueling Club specific trophy. You have to use Confundo on creature in Grimmauld Place. This is going to be during Order of the Phoenix. You have to use Confundo on him at the very beginning of a level. Then this one is going to be unlocked by getting the red brick for the very first chapter of the game. You have to ride on all the stuff in the playground to get it. You have to do a single true stud wizard total. I don't even think you have to do all of them in this game unless they count toward the 100%, which I assume they do. Then you have to fail to put a puzzle together after 6 moves. These are the slide puzzles, not the ones that are like the Parcel Tongue or the Hermione book puzzles. Then you have to cast at someone in the Hogwarts hub while playing as Death Eater. Pretty simple. Although the Death Eater was actually the first one that I got that was a dark magic character. You have to create a custom character, pretty typical for a LEGO game. You have to defeat Dumbledore while playing as Draco in the Dueling Club. You have to use a custom character to beat both Lily and James Potter in the Dueling Club. You have to defeat the suited Arthur Weasley while playing as Voldemort in a suit in the Dueling Club, so a bunch more simple Dueling Club trophies once you have all the available characters. You have to cause the Inferi to destroy each other in the cave. I think it means you need to use a certain spell on them during the final mission of the 6th movie of the Half-Blood Prince. I think that's what you have to do. I guess I got it kind of naturally. I don't really remember exactly how I did it. And then for this one, I actually had a little bit of trouble with this one to find the particular spell you're supposed to use. It's like you have to switch over to Draco's red spell, and then like you have to circle through the menu by hitting the circle button and the R button together. It's kind of weird to get to it. It's like the only time in the game where you really have to do anything like that. So I don't really know why that is. It's just that one trophy tends to give... It gave me trouble, and it gives a lot of people trouble. Is it the rarest trophy in the game? Because the Platinum's 10.6. Yeah, that's almost the rarest trophy in the game. It's the second rarest trophy behind the 100%, so apparently it's not a very obvious thing. So this game actually has a fairly rare Platinum, even though it's pretty quick and easy. I mean, I had a lot of fun with this game, despite the repetitiveness of the Dueling Club. But you can get this Platinum in 10 to 12 hours with no real issue. It's pretty easy. So we can move on from it. Definitely a recommended LEGO Vita game. Next up, Minecraft Set 2. With it, we had Expansion Pack 14. So this is the first game I've ever done that got a second trophy list like this. There's a few other games that have them. Dead by Daylight. There's a racing game that has it. Hitman, like one of the Hitman games has it. I'm not sure exactly which other games. Elder Scrolls Online, I think Train Sim World. So it's a thing on the PS4, but I don't think it's going to be a thing on the PS5 because I believe on the PS5 you can have well over 128 trophies in a game, which is really good. So with this expansion pack, you have to do 3 things. you have to get in a boat and float on that boat with your goat. So you have to find a goat, push it onto a boat, and then ride in the boat with the goat. How many more times can I rhyme that? That's actually a pretty simple trophy, though. Then you have the one down here, the Axolotl. You have to have the Axolotl attack something, and then you have to kill the enemy that it attacks. So it would require a little bit of randomness with that. I'm not even entirely sure what the Axolotl even is supposed to be. But that trophy is also rather easy. Also, the trophy images are pretty decent now. Like, they're actually a little bit more detailed. This is by far the hardest trophy of this particular set. You have to apply and remove wax from each of the either 12 or 16 different copper blocks. So, like, you have to place the blocks, place a bit of wax on them, and then use, I believe it's actually the L2 feature on an axe to get rid of the wax on the blocks. So, the trophies for this are just so random, honestly. Like, it's just a really random list that I don't really fully understand. Like, I don't feel like it has anything to do with the whole Caves and Cliffs update part 1 that they're supposed to be based off of. But, I mean, the good thing about it now is that with the Realms feature, there are people out there, beautiful, sweet souls, that have made trophy worlds. So nowadays, not only can you knock out these trophies in just a few minutes in that trophy realm, but you can knock out like all of the other trophies from the base game and all of the DLCs except for the multiplayer trophies in the Realms world. So like you can't do the multiplayer trophies there, but you can do everything else, including some of the most brutal trophies like the Shulker Box trophy I believe you can do there. So it's amazing. Whoever created that world, you are a lifesaver, sir or ma'am. Thank you so much for making that. And I hope you will continue to add on because I'm sure there's going to be more DLCs for this game, though. I will say, you know, it's been like a year since we got a Minecraft DLC on PS4, since we got the B update and the Bedrock update. And it took them this long to give us another DLC. So I was kind of thinking they were done with Minecraft. Or no, that wasn't the last update. The last update was the Nether, the updated Nether, whatever you want to call it. So I was kind of thinking that would be the end for Minecraft DLC, and they just wait to start adding more DLC trophies for the PS5 version when that eventually comes out. At least I assume it'll eventually come out. I've heard some rumors out there say that we're not going to get one, but I'd honestly be shocked if we didn't get one, because I mean it's a lot of easy money. I don't know why they'd pass that up unless it's a technical thing, but who knows? I mean, you never know. We might not get one on the PS5. And if we don't get a PS5 version, then I wonder how long this one's going to go on for. Probably another like 2 or 3 expansions, I would think at that point. Even if we don't get a PS5 version, I can't imagine we're going to get too many more expansions here unless they wanted to add in trophies that replicate the advancements from the PC version, which I hope to God they don't do, because some of those are even worse. So that's it for now for Minecraft. Hopefully it doesn't get too much more DLC, but I know it's going to get probably at least one more sometime during the fall when the Caves and Cliffs Part 2 update comes out, so I'm sure there will be at least one more DLC for Minecraft in the future. And finally, I worked on Saints Row the Third Remastered. We are almost done with the Platinum Trophy. So, let's see. Within the past week, I finished the main story. Okay, that was actually from the week before, I believe. But I finished the main story, or maybe these were all from the week before. A few of them were. But I finished the main story, which is pretty simple. You have to complete the main story. You have to do it both different ways. So when you get to the final mission, or the next to final mission 3-way, you have to complete it one way, and then you actually have to go back and replay the mission to pick the other ending to get both of these trophies. Thankfully, neither of them are missable because of that, so that was a very nice little feature. Then you have to complete all of the city takeover gameplay, which is all the activities, purchase all the stores, purchase all the businesses, find all the collectibles, destroy all the gang operations, obtain all the cribs. It's really not that bad. I mean, this isn't really that time-consuming of a game for an open world type of game like this. It's not really that time consuming. I mean, there's a trophy for playing the game for 30 hours, and I haven't even hit that yet. I'm at like 27 hours, and I've 100%ed everything and earned all of the other trophies in the game. So it doesn't really take that long. Just be a little bit careful with the city takeover gameplay. Save a little bit of it for later in case you need to farm kills or other things for any specific trophy or challenge. So try to keep a few areas with gang members still in them because they're a lot less likely to spawn once you've taken all the territory. You have to complete all instances of every game type. So let's see, this one, no, that one was last week, but Heli Assault is pretty easy. Escort, okay, that was last week as well. Snatch I did this week. Snatch is probably my least favorite activity type just because it's so inconsistent, because it has a lot to do with the behavior of the AI, and the AI is usually pretty stupid. And it's also really annoying because you can get yanked out of your vehicle constantly, or a brute can turn your vehicle over, or just the AI will do something stupid. It's definitely my least favorite activity type in this game as far as I can remember. Because, I mean, at least Escort, you get to carry around a tiger during half of them, which is pretty cool. But otherwise, there was nothing else for the activities. I had finished all of those prior. Then I found the remaining collectibles. There's 80 total in the game, but there's a collectible detector, which makes them very easy to find. I completed all of the challenges. There's 41 of them. Most of them are pretty easy, even though they're a little bit grindy. But some of them are a little bit tougher, and some of them become a lot harder to do if you don't beat them while going for some of the other stuff in the game, because the gang members don't tend to spawn as much. There's also one for killing 25 stag commandos that may be missable. I mean, some guides have said that it's missable. Some guides have said that it's technically not missable. I'm not sure what the exact answer is. I would just highly suggest that during the Air Steelport mission, complete the Kill 25 Stag Commandos challenge during that mission. Just, you know, take a couple extra tries of retrying the activity to get through it, and knock it out just in case. Then, let's see. Okay, I had done that one last week, the taunting or complimenting 50 gang members. I had done that one already. Then all the gang operations, like I said, it's pretty easy. Just go around the map and kill all the gang members in any one specific area of the map. They'll be marked on the map by like a pink diamond. Pretty easy, especially once you're fully upgraded. Then spend over 30 hours in Steelport. Like I said, I'm at about 27 hours, but I believe the DLC does count toward that trophy. So thankfully, I will have this automatically by the time I finish the DLC. If for some reason it doesn't count, then I'll just AFK in Steelport for 3 hours one day or overnight or something. Then we'll be good to go. So then you also have to, okay, I had finished the customizing vehicles. I had finished the assassination targets in the previous week. But then this trophy I had not done. It was for killing 25 gang members with the penetrator and fart in a jar. I think this one's a little bit touchy as to what its requirements are, because some have said you have to use both the penetrator and fart in the jar on the enemies that you kill, because the fart in the jar can't actually kill anyone. It's just a fully upgraded flashbang. So you have to hit them with the fart weapon, and then you have to beat them up with the penetrator, which is the giant, basically, dildo bat. But I got it like without even, I think I got it without actually hitting, because I had done 25 kills with the penetrator at least against gang members earlier, and then I started throwing around the fart in the jar and it just randomly popped. So I'm not sure if you actually have to do damage with both weapons to the same enemy at the same time or anything. But if you are struggling with this and it's not unlocking, try doing it that way, where you just throw a fart in the jar and then go up and beat the people to death that get affected by it. So otherwise, all I have left in the base game is to make the other choice in Act 1 and to reach 30 hours of gameplay, which should come naturally while going for the DLCs. I've done a bit more research. Genki Bowl is just a series of new activities, so there's no missable trophies, so nothing to worry about there. Trouble with Clones apparently actually allows you to replay the story missions after beating it, which is pretty awesome. Gangstas in Space is the big troublemaker, because there's no chapter select after, mission select, so you're gonna want to back up your save before every mission and make sure you have a guide pulled up so you know what to do. So do keep that in mind for going for this game. But I'm going to start on those DLCs this coming week. So with that, level 727, 46%, 20,589 total trophies, 512 platinums, 3,018 golds, 5,532 silvers, 11,527 bronzes. So, plans for the upcoming week. The main plan is to finish the Platinum and 100% for Saints Row the 3rd Remastered, so I can go ahead and send it back because it's a GameFly game and get something different. And maybe play some stuff on the Switch. So like I said, I have other stuff to update you guys on from real life. I am currently in the process of starting to look for a different job because the current one isn't going to last too much longer. It wasn't that it was a contract position, it was just something that we all knew wasn't going to last forever. So I've started looking, and that's taken up a little bit of my time to look internally for other jobs and get prepped for interviews again because it's been a while since I've done one. It's been almost a year. So I've got a real big interview on Monday, so hopefully I'll be able to let you guys know how that goes in future videos. And along with that, though, the much bigger update is that on Tuesday, I am completing the biggest purchase I have ever made in real life, and subsequently will be moving out of my apartment during this week. So it is going to be an extremely busy week for me in real life between job hunting and moving into a new place. So I don't know anything about what the schedule's going to look like. I don't know. Internet's probably going to be a little bit inconsistent. Got to get it fully set up. Moving everything around, that's going to take time. And just doing all the paperwork and all that other good stuff. But I'm sure I'll make a video about this new place once I get moved in. And also the good thing is that it's not like, 2 years ago when I moved down to South Carolina from Cincinnati. This place is 5 minutes away from where I currently live. It's in the same town, so it's not like a big deal. It's something that can be taken care of in a day quite easily. So it's something I'm extremely excited for, guys. I can't wait to share a little bit more with you in the near future. But that kind of stuff has obviously got to take focus. It's got to take up, a lot more of my time to deal with all of that. So I'm probably going to be pretty inconsistent this week on both uploads and, everything. Uploads and gaming, really. I don't know exactly how much I'm going to get done this week. Maybe I'll knock out a couple of easy platinums if I have the time, but we'll just have to see how things go. Also, my family's going to be here to help with the move and to also have good places to eat food at for the 4th of July weekend, which is this coming weekend. So that's another thing to look at that we're going to be doing. So it's going to be an extremely busy week, so I do apologize if there's not much content in this coming week. There probably will not be any streams, but provided all the internet setup and everything goes well in the new place, it's going to be awesome starting, next week. I can't wait. I am so happy about it. So I'll share more about that in the near future, though, guys. I will hopefully have another Aruba vlog up this week, at least one, maybe two, if I can manage to have everything, the technology and stuff working properly, but we will have to see about all of that. So, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please like, favorite, share, comment, subscribe, and ring the bell if you haven't already. And I will possibly see you guys for stuff this coming week, probably inconsistently, but we should be fully back to a normal schedule again after this week. So, see you guys then.